you want to jog the memory of, some of your friends or your cousins, send my face to them. Send me that way. Send me that way. That way. That way. That way. That way. Hey narrators, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. You should definitely join the family and become a narrator. I just made that up, yo. If it's your first time, seeing this big crazy hair and seeing, this chocolate face, you should join the family. Hit that subscribe button and become a narrator today. It's free. It's good for your skin. It's good for your health. It's fun. I feel like I haven't recorded a video in front of a backdrop in so long. It feels weird. It feels kind of strange, but I'm back. Hi, I missed you guys. I had the strangest urge recently to play computer games, and as I was thinking about playing the games, I was like, yo, I haven't actually sat and played computer games since I was a kid. And as I'm thinking about being a kid and playing computer games, I'm like, the games that we used to play as millennials were so dope. Obviously the construction of it and the graphics and, sometimes the music wasn't that great. But as kids, they were fire to us. We really enjoyed it and they were just super cool. So in today's video, I am going to give you some iconic Cartoon Network games that as a millennial, you forgot you played.
Look, remember that?
I remember.
So the first game that I remembered playing as a kid was probably one of my favorite games. Once I was done watching Toonami and doing my homework, I would literally run to my computer and play this game. And when I would have days when I didn't go to school because I was sick or something, I would play this game for hours, and it is Dexter's Labyrinth. If you don't remember this game, yo, I don't know what to tell you. It was such a fun game to play. So essentially, the premise of this game was Dee Dee got into Dexter's computer and gave him a virus. So what you're doing is, I think he shrunk himself and went inside of his computer. And what you're doing, you're collecting all these little nits and gadgets while trying to get rid of the viruses in your computer. So the viruses are going in little patterns and they're inside the computer, and all you have to do is avoid screws because the screws can knock you out, the viruses can knock you out, and you're collecting these little chips to save your computer. And I just remember being so enthralled by this game. It wasn't the hardest game in the world, but certain levels got a little crazy. They was wilding a little bit on certain levels, but it was just such a fun game to play. And I love Dexter. Dexter was one of my favorite shows on Cartoon Network growing up, and that game was so fun. It was just so intricate, and seeing Dexter looking like a little square that he is running around in the computer, it was just a fun game. It was lit. I really like that game. Number 2, Codename Kids Next Door Operation Startup. This game was so fire, and I really like what they did where the levels were the reverse of the kids' numbers. Number 5's level was number 1, number 4's level was number 2, number 3, so on and so forth. And I really thought this game was so dope because I loved Codename Kids Next Door. And depending on the level you were on, you had different obstacles that you had to overcome. You had to fight, little grannies. Each of the little villains that were in the show, they each had to face that villain. But before reaching that part of the game, you had to, go about your little obstacles, run through tree houses, run through this, run through that. And it was just a fire game to play, especially if you really liked Codename Kids Next Door. Codename Kids Next Door wasn't one of my favorite shows, but they did have some of the best games on Cartoon Network. Debate Your Mother. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules, but their games, just off the premise of the idea of the show, they had some of the most fire games. It was interactive. It was fighting. It was you had to really use your brain at certain points. And Operation Startup did that, and it was such a dope game to play. The next game that I remember playing as a kid was the Powerpuff Girls versus Rowdy Rough Boys. Now, if you remember watching the Powerpuff Girls, the old school Powerpuff Girls, not this new thing they got right now, old school Powerpuff Girls, there was an episode where the Roddy Rough Boys and the Powerpuff Girls actually did get into this fight. And the fight was so back and forth, where nobody could win, that the Powerpuff Girls ultimately ended up winning the fight by kissing the Roddy Rough Boys on the cheek. And in the game, it wasn't like that. It was literally that continuous back and forth. Now, the construction of this game was pretty basic. You had to just use your mouse. You had to click on the Powerpuff Girls and then drag her to a Roddy Rough Boy to hit. And essentially, the more hits you got in based on the Powerpuff Girls that you chose, you would ignite like the special, and then the Powerpuff Girls would just end up, beating the boys up. And the game was so simple. Like, it was literally kind of like a mindless game in a sense, but it was fun to play. It was something to do while your mom cooked dinner. It was cute, and I was just like, I vividly remember playing this game, like vividly, and it was a good time. Now the next game is going to start jogging a little bit of nostalgia. Okay, do you guys remember summer resorts, bro? Where you had to run through like the hotel and like the little backyards, and you somehow end up like by the beach, and you're just going through talking to the different Cartoon Network characters. And I love this game because I really liked how they incorporated like the most popular show, not even the most popular, they incorporated almost every show on Cartoon Network and put them all in one really fun game. And it was such an adventurous game in the sense of like, you're talking to these people, you're looking for different items, you're looking for all these things to help you beat the overall game. And it's like, you got Johnny Bravo over here, Blossom over here, you got all these different characters. Even the villains from the shows were on this resort just chilling. And it was so fun to play as a kid, because as a kid, you're so used to, your shows being your shows. If you're watching Powerpuff Girls, it's Powerpuff Girls. If you're watching Dexter, it's Dexter. If you're watching Ed, Edd and Eddy, it's Ed, Edd and Eddy. And in the game, you have all of the characters in there, and you're just going through, just trying to beat the game. And I feel like when I first started playing it as a kid, I didn't even understand what I was doing. Especially, I feel like I beat the game, but for some strange reason, like my memory is telling me that I kept getting stuck on the little beach part. I feel like I beat it. I think I beat it, but every time I think about me playing it as a kid, I always remember swimming in the water, keep swimming, looking for land, coming back to coast. It was just weird, but I think I beat the game. I'm like 85% sure I beat that game. So the next game is Cartoon Network's Kick the Can, and similar to Summer Resort, Kick the Can incorporated multiple characters. And just like Kick the Can in real life, you basically are trying to protect this can, all the while tagging the characters in the game to freeze them. Now, once you tag a character, they're frozen and they cannot move. The other characters cannot walk up to a character and unfreeze them. They have to kick your can. So it's a combination of protecting your can to keep the other characters frozen, all the while running after the characters to freeze them. And that game was hella dope. I'm pretty sure you had like Ed, Edd and Eddy in there. It was like a whole bunch of different characters within that game. And I like Kick the Can primarily because if you grew up like outside, like you were a millennial where you played games on the computer, but like you were always outside, you did play Kick the Can. Kick the Can was an actual game that people played. I know I played that game, and to see it translated into a game for me to play inside on one of my favorite networks, like why would you not want to play it? Like why would you not play it? And the last game I'm going to leave you guys with is probably my favorite Cartoon Network game
Ever.
like ever. When I say ever, I mean this is my favorite game ever. I'll play this game for hours, honey. I still remember the keys. That's how much I played this game. Teen Titan Battle Blitz was my favorite Cartoon Network game. I think I know I definitely did play with every single character, but I would choose Raven more than anyone else. Which is crazy because right now, currently, Raven is my favorite Teen Titan. But during that time when Teen Titans first came out, I had to be in like, middle school, elementary school, I think I was in. And Starfire was my favorite when I was younger. But, you know, as I grew up and realized that life is more so like Raven's life, Raven became my favorite character. But even when Starfire was my favorite character, I would always pick Raven. And just playing with them and going up against the different villains. I know there was Jinx was in there, Mammoth was in there. Jinx was my favorite person to fight too. I feel like she was one of the more difficult characters to fight. Her and Cinderblock. Cinderblock was pretty difficult too because he could take a hit. I had to keep using projectile. I had to keep throwing stuff at this man. I had to keep throwing tires and stuff at him. But Teen Titans Battle Blitz was hella dope. Like, that was just my game. That was just my game. I loved it. It was dope. It was fun. And I love Teen Titans. I still love Teen Titans. It was a good time, y'all. It was a good time. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely kind of stepped out of my comfort zone here because it was just a random thought. And I'm like, oh, girl, you should make a video. I was enjoying making a video in like 5 years. If you would like to see more videos like this, just let me know in the comments, slide in my DMs, send me a little pigeon, you know. And I will gladly do more because there are so many more Cartoon Network games I remember playing as a kid. And not even just Cartoon Network. If you want to just, you know, jog down memory lane and talk about all the games we played as kids, hey, I could do that too. But you guys got to let me know that you want it. So let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you are still staying safe. I understand it's getting hot outside, but Corona is still there. So remember to stay safe and take care of yourself. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. You know, I'm genuinely sad that you can't play these games anymore online. When you actually go and type in the specific game on CartoonNetwork.com, you can't even play it, and it's so sad. So if you know like a plug, like a, I don't know, like a back way website where I can actually play these games again, please let me know. Because they were fun and I miss playing them. Thanks.